Welcome back to the AI Coach by NL Nathu today. We're diving into something called Knowledge Augmented Generation, or KG for short.
KAG.
Yeah, it's a framework
Yeah.
designed to make large language models even more capable, especially when it comes to handling those intricate tasks you find in professional settings.
Yeah. We're talking about making AI more reliable and accurate, particularly when dealing with specialized knowledge.
Right. We've all seen what AI can do, but let's be honest. It sometimes struggles with logic and in-depth field-specific knowledge. That's where KG comes in.
It's like, think of a standard large language model. As a student trying to cram for a test, by reading tons of textbooks, they might absorb a lot of information, but they don't always grasp how concepts connect or how to apply that knowledge. KG is like giving that student a brilliant tutor who can guide them to the most important information and help them see the connections between different ideas.
Okay, that's a helpful way to picture. So KG gives AI a sort of knowledge boost. The source material lays out three key parts: KAG-Builder, KAG-Solver, and KAG-Model. What's happening in each of these parts?
Essentially, these three parts work together to mimic the way humans process information. KAG-Builder sets the foundation. It takes messy, unstructured data, like documents, and transforms it into a structured knowledge base, kind of like a well-organized library that the AI can easily access.
So instead of just throwing a jumble of information at the AI, it's presented in a way that makes sense.
Exactly. KAG-Builder identifies important entities, events, and their relationships within the data. Then it arranges this information in a graph structure, similar to a mind map, where concepts are linked together logically. This makes it possible for the AI to understand the relationships between different pieces of information and reason logically.
This reminds me of the DIKW pyramid: data, information, knowledge, and wisdom, which we discussed in a previous episode of the AI Coach by Anil Nathu.
Right. KAG-Builder takes the AI up that pyramid, starting with raw data and turning it into usable knowledge.
So we've built this organized knowledge base with the KAG-Builder. What happens next?
That's where the KAG-Solver comes in. It acts as a bridge between the user's question and the knowledge base. Think of it as a detective, analyzing the question and figuring out the best way to use the available knowledge to answer it.
So it's not just about finding keywords. It's about truly understanding the question and using logic to find the answer.
That's it. The KAG-Solver employs something called logical form solving. Instead of simply matching keywords, it translates the question into a series of logical steps, like a set of instructions.
Okay, hold on. Can we break down logical form solving a bit more? That sounds pretty complex.
Think of it like giving the AI a recipe. Instead of baking a cake, it's solving a problem. Let's say you ask, how many times did the plague occur in the birthplace of the composer of Concerto in C major Opus 3 No. 6? Oh. The KAG-Builder doesn't just search for plague and Venice. It breaks the question down. First, it figures out who composed that concerto, Antonio Vivaldi. Then it determines Vivaldi's birthplace, Venice. Only then does it look for plague occurrences in Venice.
So it's like the KAG-Solver is thinking through the steps, saying, to get to the answer, I first need to know this, and then this.
Exactly. It's not just retrieving information, it's using logic to solve problems, which is crucial for professional tasks where accuracy and reasoning are key.
That's incredible. We've covered KAG-Builder and KAG-Solver. Now, what about the KAG-Model? What role does it play?
The KAG-Model is the engine that powers the whole framework. It's the large language model that's been specifically enhanced to work with the knowledge base and the solver. Think of it as giving the AI a major upgrade in how it understands, analyzes, and generates human-like text.
So they've taken a standard large language model and supercharged it to make it even better at working with knowledge.
Precisely. This upgrade is what allows KG to function as a cohesive unit, understanding questions, making logical connections, and delivering clear and coherent answers based on the knowledge it has access to.
This is all starting to make sense now. KG builds the knowledge base, uses logic to answer questions, and relies on a powerful language model to make it all work. We'll delve deeper into each component in part 2 of this deep dive into KG on the AI Coach by Anil Nathu. Welcome back to the AI Coach by Anil Nathu. Before we paused, we were discussing how KG enhances LLMs by providing them with structured knowledge. We touched upon the builder, solver, and model. Now, I'd love to delve deeper into the features that make KG stand out.
Okay, let's focus on the KAG-Builder, the bedrock of the system. It's not simply about extracting information. It's about representing that information in a way that's both easily understood by the LLM and captures the nuances of professional fields.
The source material refers to this as LLM-RSPG. What does that mean in simpler terms?
So LLM-RSPG stands for LLM Friendly Semantic Property Graph. Imagine it as a blueprint for organizing knowledge, in a way that AI can easily comprehend. It goes beyond simple relationships and allows for richer connections, including hierarchies of concepts and properties that can evolve over time.
So instead of just having basic connections, it's more like a multi-dimensional web of knowledge.
Yes. It's about building a more sophisticated understanding of the relationships between concepts. And KAG-Builder goes a step further with mutual indexing. It doesn't create a separate knowledge base. It links the structured knowledge directly to the original source documents. This means you can trace each piece of knowledge back to its source, ensuring transparency and grounding the AI's reasoning in evidence.
That's crucial for professional settings where accuracy and traceability are paramount. It's like having a trail of breadcrumbs back to the source of each piece of information.
Exactly. Think of a legal AI using KAG. Being able to link its arguments to specific legal precedents is essential for building a strong case. Now, let's move on to the KAG-Solver and its logical form-solving ability.
Yes, we touched upon that earlier, but I'm still curious about how those logical forms work. What do they look like?
They're like a set of instructions for the AI, guiding it through the problem-solving process. Imagine a logical form like this. Find all the sports teams Cristiano Ronaldo played for in 2011. Sort them by their founding year, and then tell me the team that was founded last.
So it's like a step-by-step guide, breaking down complex questions into manageable pieces.
Precisely. These logical forms allow the KAG-Solver to handle various reasoning tasks, from numerical calculations to understanding the meaning behind words and concepts.
Speaking of understanding meaning, the source material mentions knowledge alignment as a key aspect of KAG. Could you elaborate on that?
Knowledge alignment is about connecting the dots between different pieces of information, even when those connections aren't explicitly stated. For example, let's say you're looking for information on visually impaired individuals, but the document only mentions cataract patients. A traditional search engine might miss that connection.
Right, because it's focused on keyword matching rather than understanding the meaning.
Exactly. But a KAG system can use reasoning to understand that cataract patients are a subset of visually impaired individuals and retrieve the relevant document.
It's like teaching the system to read between the lines and use common sense to connect information. So KAG goes beyond simple keyword matching and tries to actually understand the meaning behind the words.
Precisely. This knowledge alignment happens during both the indexing phase, when KAG-Builder is creating the knowledge base, and the retrieval phase, when KAG-Solver is searching for answers. Now, with all these fascinating features in mind, let's shift our focus to the practical applications of this technology.
Yes, let's bring KAG down to earth. The source material highlights e-government and e-health as potential areas where KAG can be applied. Can you give us some specific examples?
Certainly. In e-government, imagine you're trying to navigate complex government services and regulations. KAG can power AI assistants that answer your questions about procedures, required documents, eligibility criteria, and more.
That would be incredibly helpful, especially for those who find navigating government websites confusing. It could save people a lot of time and frustration.
Absolutely. And because KAG excels at logical reasoning, it can even handle complex scenarios. For example, you could ask, if I move to a different city, will my eligibility for this benefit change? The KAG system could analyze the relevant regulations and provide a precise answer.
That level of personalized guidance would be incredibly valuable. What about e-health? How could KAG be applied in that field?
One exciting application is in medical diagnosis and treatment recommendations. Imagine a doctor using a KAG system to access a vast knowledge base of medical literature, patient records, and clinical guidelines. They could get up-to-date information on specific conditions, explore treatment options, and even receive personalized recommendations based on a patient's profile.
That sounds like it could significantly enhance healthcare. But are there concerns about relying on AI for such critical decisions?
Of course. Any system that assists with medical decisions requires careful consideration and oversight. However, KAG's strength lies in its transparency and explainability. Because its reasoning can be traced back to the source, doctors can understand how the system arrived at its suggestions and make informed decisions based on both their expertise and the AI's insights.
So it's about collaboration between human expertise and AI, with the AI acting as a powerful tool to support decision-making.
Exactly. It's about empowering healthcare professionals with the best possible information and insights to deliver the best possible care.
This is all incredibly fascinating. KAG seems to have the potential to transform a wide range of industries. From finance and law to education and customer service, it's like giving professionals a superpower to access and process vast amounts of knowledge effortlessly.
And we're just scratching the surface. As KAG technology continues to evolve, we can expect even more innovative applications emerging, transforming the way we interact with knowledge and utilize it to solve complex problems. In the final part of our deep dive into KAG here on the AI Coach by Anil Nathu, we'll discuss the limitations of KAG and glimpse into the future of this groundbreaking technology. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the AI Coach by Anil Nathu. We've been exploring Knowledge Augmented Generation, or KAG, a framework designed to elevate the capabilities of large language models. But like any emerging technology, KAG has its challenges. What are some hurdles that researchers are still working to overcome?
Well, one significant challenge is computational complexity. KAG involves multiple processes, from extracting information and aligning knowledge to solving problems with logical forms and generating natural language. All of these tasks require substantial computing power, especially when dealing with vast amounts of information.
So it's like having a brilliant AI that demands a lot of resources.
Yeah, it can be resource intensive. But researchers are actively exploring ways to optimize KG algorithms and improve their efficiency. One promising approach is to use smaller, specialized language models for specific tasks within the KG framework.
So instead of one massive model trying to do everything, you have smaller, specialized models working together.
Exactly. Instead of one giant LLM handling all the processes, you could have smaller LLMs that excel at specific tasks, like extracting information or reasoning about the relationships between concepts. This could significantly reduce computational costs and make KG more accessible.
The source material also mentions the reliance on large language models for planning and problem solving as a challenge. It seems that even with advancements in AI, teaching a system to think like a human is still a work in progress.
Right. That's a key area of ongoing research. As we saw in the plague example, KAG-Solver can break down a question into logical steps, but those steps are predefined to some extent. The system can't yet devise completely novel problem-solving strategies or handle situations that require abstract reasoning or common sense, like a human might.
So while KAG's great at following instructions and using logic, it's still limited when it comes to creativity and thinking outside the box.
Yeah. But researchers are exploring techniques like reinforcement learning and meta-learning to train KAG systems to become better planners and problem solvers, able to adapt to new situations and develop more flexible reasoning skills.
Those are some cutting-edge AI concepts. It seems there's a lot of potential for growth and development in the KAG field.
Absolutely. KAG is a relatively young technology, but it's evolving rapidly. As researchers continue to push the boundaries of AI, we can anticipate even more innovative applications emerging, transforming the way we interact with knowledge and utilize it to solve complex problems.
This has been a fascinating deep dive into the world of KAG. It's incredible to see how AI is being used to enhance our ability to access, understand, and apply knowledge.
And if you're interested in learning more about KAG and other groundbreaking AI concepts, be sure to visit the AI Coach website by Anil Nathu.
Thank you for joining us today. Visit the AI Coach website for more AI insights by Anil Nathu.